The tag for today is The Sounds of May. It's primarily about music. It goes along with the event Sounds of May. This was created by Caden Conley, and I was tagged by James Rochella. One of these days I'll learn how to actually say his name. We'll jump in and talk about some music and other sounds. It is Tuesday. It is a Tag Tuesday. Hello, my fellow readers. My name is Greg. This is Ghost Readers in the Sky. We go the Sounds of May tag. Not the Sounds of May tag, but the Sounds of May tag. There are 10 questions, 10 prompts, and a tag a bunch of other people prompt. We'll start with number 1. What are your earliest memories of music in your life? Did you have any favorite songs or musicians as a child? Is there one musical memory from your childhood or adolescence that sticks out in your mind? Well, I grew up in a church that sang a cappella 4-part harmony, and so almost all of my young memories are of singing in church. I learned to read the alto, sing the alto when I was fairly young, and then when my voice changed, I started singing tenor. And it's the only thing I miss about being a regular churchgoer. Prompt number 2. Were you ever or are you currently in any music program? Choir, orchestra, band, theater? Do you play any instruments or sing recreationally? Well, when I was growing up, I played in all the school bands. I did that all the way through college and a little bit beyond. In bands, I played mostly saxophones, and I played the 4 main sizes: soprano, alto, tenor, and baritone. I also played a lot of bass clarinet in the high school band and orchestra. I played in the jazz band. So I was involved in a lot of different musical ensembles. I couldn't ever fit in choir into my schedule, but I did play in bands and orchestras. I don't play saxophone or clarinet anymore, but I do play the tin whistle or the penny whistle. Whistles that today are neither made from tin nor do they cost a penny. But there's a jam session that I go to, plays old time music every Monday night. I take my whistles and we play the old time tunes. All right, some of these questions about favorite music and favorite musicians are really difficult to present because while already in this corner of BookTube we have a wide range of what we like in books, our ideas about music are even further scattered. So some of this I'm just going to mention. I'll have links. You can go explore if you so desire. So number 3, is there any album that you consider musically perfect or near perfect? This can include popular music, symphonies, Broadway musicals, film scores, etc. I put together a list of 3 They are all worth listening to, and they are all, in my opinion, near perfect. First one is from Gillian Welch. It's called Hell Among the Yearlings. Second one is from Del McCoury. Might be billed as the Del McCoury Band. I can't remember, but the album is The Family. It's the one with Nashville Cats. That's a great record. And finally, the Pogues, Rum, Sodomy, and the Lash. It doesn't get any better than that. Plus, you got Spider Stacy playing tin whistle. Bonus. Number 4, who are some musicians that you wish people knew more about? Be from any genre, limited to 3, and for each one you list, attach a piece or a song to them. I picked people who were, popularity-wise, a step up from obscure. So the 3 that I listed and the songs that I chose are Ray Wiley Hubbard. And I think you have to go with Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mother. Robert Earl Keen. I went with Corpus Christi Bay, although there are a lot of other great songs that you could use for Robert Earl. And Tish Hinojosa. I picked her recording of Deportees. So this is a song that Woody Guthrie wrote in the 1940s, probably. It's called Deportees, or sometimes Plane Wreck at Los Gatos. Was immigrants from Mexico who were in America who were being deported, and the plane went down and everyone was killed. And at that time, when Woody wrote this song, we didn't even know who was on board. That's been a fairly recent discovery of being able to name all of the passengers who died in that plane crash. Of course, Woody spoke English and he wrote this in English. Tish Hinojosa is the first one, to my knowledge, who wrote a Spanish version of this song. Prompt number 5. Is there a novel or poem you have read that you believe captures the beauty and transformative power of music? What about nonfiction? I would start with John Cage's series of lectures and essays called Silence. That really changed my view of music when I first read it in the 1980s sometime, probably. For poems, I think of Allen Ginsberg. His poem, First Party at Ken Kesey's with Hell's Angels. Number 6, who is a musician that everyone seems to love, but you just can't stand or can't understand the appeal of? Prompt says you are limited to 3. The more hateful, the better. I don't hate anybody. I listen to a lot of different kinds of music. I listen to a lot of genres. I listen to a lot of different time periods. And there's always something that's interesting in there. And sometimes you have to work with someone who listens to that music all the time and who can curate it. But if I don't like something, I don't listen to it. So I don't have any hatred. And if other people want to listen, good for them. You do you. Prompt number 7. Which is more important to the song, the music and melody or the lyrics? Yes. Number 8. What constitutes music versus noise? Where do you draw the line? Must music always have a melody, or can it take on other forms? I go back to the composer Edgar Varese, who said music is organized sound. Some composers have experimented with this a lot. Some people worked really hard to build music that was atonal, didn't fit into a major or a minor scale like most of the songs that we're used to hearing. John Cage did a symphony for transistor radios. I don't remember what exactly that's called, but set up a bunch of transistor radios. This was when radio was different and stations were unique, and it's never going to be the same because different cities, different times of day, different everything. And I think the greatest example is the John Cage composition 4 minutes 33 seconds. It's written for piano. The pianist comes out, sits down at the piano, starts a timer, and sits for 4 minutes 33 seconds. So really that's where I draw the line is if it's not organized. You can go out and listen to birds singing and it can be beautiful, but it's not music because it's not organized. Prompt 9, if you were to introduce yourself to someone through sharing a playlist with them, what songs would be on that playlist? So my songs, and again, I'll put links to these. Pinto Bennett, Idaho Cowboy. The duo of Corb Lund and Hayes Carl, Bible on the Dash. And Grateful Dead. It's hard to pick one, but I picked Ripple. Number 10. Music itself has no practical purpose, does not cure disease, feed or clothe you, or protect you from being attacked. So what is the purpose of music for humans? Why do you listen to music? So first of all, hard disagree with music has no practical purpose. If we are going to take practical down to the point where only actions which lead to providing food and shelter and the safety that shelter entails, then there's hardly anything that's practical. The number of skills, the number of things to do is very small. And I think music is practical and essential in our lives. I think we learn a lot about communication through music. We learn about self-expression. We build community, whether that's through playing or for gathering at a concert or sitting around a campfire or whatever it is. Music can build community, and that is practical and essential. Music can lead to reduced anxiety. There are a lot of healing programs that are based around music therapy, which I think is fascinating. And music can also help you with recalling memories. How many times do you hear a song and it takes you back to maybe the first time you heard it, or maybe it was a special dance that you went to or a special concert that you went to, something that reminds you of people who you love and care about, maybe who are gone now. but music recalls, brings that memory back. Another really practical and essential role of music in our lives. Right, and then we're only left with tag other people, and I will do that. Check it out down below. Links to everybody who I referred to, all the musicians. I'll link everything that I can. So thanks to Caden for creating this tag, and thanks to James for tagging me. And until next time, my name is Greg, and this is Ghost Readers in the Sky.
Yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-oh, the Ghost Riders in the sky.
Bork, bork, bork.